$4,000 a month from Social Security? It's true. It's true. And relatively easily done, just with the right precautions if you follow through, for sure. So let's read this from Elaine Floyd. You may know that I'm a huge fan of Elaine Floyd. She is from the Savvy Social Security .com via Horse's Mouth. I've been a member of this, 15 years or something like that when they first rolled it out. If you're an advisor, you don't have any excuse not to be enrolled in Savvy Social Security planning through Horse's Mouth. And frankly, you should be doing the Savvy Medicare planning and the Savvy tax planning as well. Tons of different things in here. Yeah, it probably costs a couple thousand, maybe $2,000 a year for all. It's absolutely, it's without question the best resource you can have as an advisor. Part two of this, though, is for you. You don't have to be an advisor. You can enroll in this, absolutely. So we're going to read this. You can be a client, not a client, your own just person trying to solve your own issues, and you should enroll in Elaine's stuff, even if it's just for a year. All right, it's true. And this is, I'm going to read directly from her newsletter, Elaine Floyd. I interviewed her probably going on 3 years ago now. And actually, let me see if I can't find it. One second. September 13th, 2018. Man. Been a long time. This is when I used to do my podcast on a regular basis. I just like YouTube, man. I like it, and you can still see I have my monkey suit and all that. I'll post a link in the show notes if you want to listen to that for sure. Just such a great. She's fantastic. Definitely listen to that podcast. All right, so a client who's earned the maximum taxable wage base each year for 35 years and claims Social Security at 70 can expect to receive more than $4,000 a month in Social Security. So let's think about this. So let's just say for old buddy Josh, I'm going to get the max if I continue to do what I'm doing. That's $3,200 when I'm 67, and we're going to times that by 1.24. So by the time I'm 70, I'll get $3,968, and that does not include cost of living adjustments. I mean, that's real money. Now, let's just say my wife just gets half of my $3,200, so she'll get $1,600. She doesn't get half of my delayed earnings credit; she'll get half of my PIA. Don't want to go too deep in that now, but let's just say Charlotte gets half of my PIA. That'd be $1,600 because my PIA is $3,200. You plus that by $1,600, so between us, when I'm 70, we'll get $66,000 a year in Social Security. That's $5,500 a month. I mean, jeez, man. That's all right. So as you know, I'm a PIA nerd. Once I learned Social Security benefits are calculated, I decided to make educating financial advisors my life's work. The clients of advisors who tend to be high earners have enough resources to give them planning options have the greatest opportunity to maximize Social Security benefits, 100%. But don't forget, Social Security is a progressive tax, so it's not like it's favored towards the wealthy. It's not. It's actually favored towards the poorer because if you look at the replacing of the amount of income, certainly the poor benefit more than the rich. All right, but what the calculators don't show is the effect of additional earnings on a client's benefit. And here we're going to have a little bit of a debate with Elaine here. It's true that if a client already has 35 years of maximum earnings, there will be diminishing returns from her continue to work. That's not just true, it's 100% true. But even a maximum earner can raise their monthly benefit by continuing to work because later earnings usually account for more than earlier earnings, even after indexing. I don't believe that to be true at all. I just don't. I mean, look, maybe a couple bucks. Again, if you think about it, you got 35 years of earnings. And we'll just say the max amount of earnings. The indexing stops once you hit 60. All right, so they just go to cost of living adjustments from then on. So there is no more indexing at 62, 63, 64. So the maximum amount of earnings are only replacing previous maximum amount of earnings adjusted for indexing. It's just not. If you have 35 years of top earnings, it's just not going to change very much, if at all, frankly. It's just not. Now, if you have 35, if you don't have 35 years and you're making big bank now, yeah, absolutely. You'll take out one of those earlier years of zero or lower income, even adjusted for indexing. But if you have 35 years of max earnings, working a few more years to replace a new max earnings with old max earnings adjusted for index, it's just not going to do it. And you just go on SSA.gov and run the calculators yourself to show. All right, so she says, I recently pulled an old Social Security statement from 2001. The FRA benefit, the PIA, was shown as $1,658. After adjusting for COLAs, this equates to $2,550. And this again. So remember, in 2001, her Social Security statement showed that she's only going to make $1,500 a month. And everyone's like, oh, Social Security is horrible. It did not show the real benefit with cost of living adjustments. This is what drives me crazy. Social Security underrepresents their benefit that you're going to get. After adjusting for COLAs, this was $1,658, but it's actually $2,550 in today's dollars. But my actual PIA, the amount calculated at age 62 and adjusted for COLAs that last year is $2,900. The difference of $350 is purely due to additional earnings. Because I followed my own advice and claimed at 70, the actual benefit is 32% higher than my PIA. It's now about $3,800. And there's still room for improvement owing to my years as a stay-at-home mom and several years working as a freelance writer when I didn't make anything. But that's what I'm saying. So she's saying even if you have 35 years and keep working, you can increase your Social Security. Well, she's using this as she's saying she's making more money than she was when she was a stay-at-home mom. So she's replacing her current income with this. She's replacing zeros that she had when she was a stay-at-home mom with her current income. That's different than if you have 35 years of indexed income. A maximum earner who turns 62 this year has a PIA of 3262. If they claim at 70 and COLAs average 2% a year, their first benefit check will be $47.90. This again exactly. If you use our calculator, okay. Let's see. In fact, an advisor just wrote in asking if there's some kind of household maximum. His clients have, and a husband and wife, for each maximum earnings will get $48,000 a year, or $96,000 for the two. Social Security pays more than people think. Exactly. There is no household maximum as long as each spouse is claiming their own record. Social Security pays more than people think, 100%. However, keep in mind that the PIA shown on the statement presumes continued earnings at the same rate until the claiming age. Exactly. Continue earnings until you claim. So if you have a 40-year-old high earner who is thinking of retiring early, make sure they know that their Social Security income will be less than the amount they see on their statement. Also, if you have a client with variable income, their benefit estimates will jump around from year to year. I've talked about that a million times on Sunday when I did my quit my crappy old job at USAA. And in the first year, I made $24,000 a year, $24,000 income. My PIA in the Social Security statement dropped from $2,800 to like $2,200 because I assumed I'd have only $24,000 a year of earnings until I hit my FRA. It was not right. So the next years I right back to making money and it all changed. All right. Younger people tend to minimize the value of Social Security. Yeah, you think? And I love Elaine. I'm not saying that facetiously or disparaging on Elaine, but they do because they're told, oh my God, it's not going to be there. Probably because they don't think it'll be there for them, and probably because they don't understand how it works. Not just younger people, everybody. That the amount they'll receive is ultimately determined by how much they earn over a retirement career. They might be more realistic in their quest for financial independence and decide that working may be good after all. If they're burnt out, I encourage them to find more satisfying work, i.e. just keep plugging away at some kind of job. Keep adding to the freaking 35 years. Make sure his clients know that compared to other income sources like pension and portfolio withdrawals, Social Security is one of the highest quality income sources there is. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, I completely agree. But again, I'm surprised that she says, and if they keep working, replacing lower earning years. So she talks about the max, and then she goes, if they keep working, replacing lower earning years with higher earning years, they can increase the benefit even after age 70. Well, that's true, as long as you're replacing early years. Maybe I misread that, but it sounded like to me like she's saying if you have the max earnings for 35 years, then keep working will give you a better benefit. It's just not true. So maybe I misread that. Okay, she does. It's a little bit. I'm confused by it, but I get what she's saying. A client who's earned the maximum table wage base for each year, who claims at 70 can expect to claim more than $44,000 a month for the rest of their life. If they keep working, okay, so that's what I missed. Replacing lower earnings with higher earnings. Okay, right. So she's right on there. So, yeah, I mean, they're not getting rid of Social Security, man. It's not happening. I mean, too many people rely on it. Too many people who are voting as well. It's just not happening. So just keep plugging away. Or replace your crappy job with one that doesn't pay as much, but it's more rewarding. Because once you have 35 years of earnings, there's not much you can do to change the equation unless you're making significantly more money now than you did adjusted for indexing from the past. All right, love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you